Hey YouTube, Shinobi here with a review of the S.H.Figuarts Shocker Rider from Kamen Rider the Next, the sequel movie to Kamen Rider the First, that I didn't really like all that much, so I was kind of hesitant to pick this up because I didn't mind the designs as much, but I really didn't like the Next. The first was okay, but the J-horror B-plot that they had going on next was just kind of ridiculously stupid. But anyway, I bit the bullet and decided to get this from AmiAmi, so I didn't waste too much money if I didn't like it. So we've got Shocker Rider profile back here because he's one of the original release Figuarts, along with Punch Hopper and Kick Hopper and the next riders. So his box is a little bit different, still black and white picture, nice little like blurred out group photo here. And some nice action shots. Let's go ahead and get them open. Let's set this back here. Alright, so here's Shocker Rider. He comes with two scarves. One is an action scarf. So if you have him in some sort of like dashing pose or something, you can do that. Otherwise, you just have the little flowing scarf that goes even with his chest. And 3 sets of hands. Looks like a karate chop hand. Kind of a... I don't really know this hand. I don't really know what to call that. And then a splayed open typical hand that I'm probably going to use. So... set that aside back here. One thing that was interesting about the next Figuarts, let me kind of even his chest a little bit, he looks kind of goofy, is just more or less the way that it's designed. The waist part here is really, it's loose, it's not connected to the body or anything, it's kind of like some sort of skirt. And the chest piece right here kind of comes out. So when it turns, it's kind of like that and overlaps, and it's really kind of weird. But he doesn't have shoulder pads, which is actually kind of good because it wouldn't really work with this guy. But you can kind of do weird shoulder things like this, whatever. And the back, he does have hair, and his helmet kind of works around the hair a little bit, I think. Nope, that's just an optical illusion. Never mind. And human flesh tone neck, because these are actual helmets as opposed to like a full-fledged suit and everything. So really nice overall. He shares the same mold as the Ichigo rider that is coming out in September, and then the one that's already out as Ichigo from the Next and Nigo from the Next. I believe they all share the same mold, with slight retoolings. Maybe can't stand. This one feels really weird because it was one of the original Figuarts. And oh, there's his neck. So he shares a mold with the original release Figuarts, so he feels really weird compared to the Figuarts that, like, particularly I'm used to, and I'm sure you're all used to by now as well. It feels different to me. It's a lot lighter weight. The joints are almost the same, I would say. In fact, the joints are pretty much the same. They're very reminiscent of the joints that Double uses. Or rather, that Gills used. Wherever Gills is, he's over on my display. And then the chest is basically the same, it's just tooled a little bit differently. So he does feel a little bit different, but being basically the first Figuarts mold, that's basically what you've come to expect. So let's kind of get him in a cool pose and wrap this up pretty early. Put that in, and what are these hands? Oh, these are goofy hands, I don't really like those. Okay, his entire hand joint came out when this hand came out. So lovely. I'm just gonna plug that hand back in and call it a day. So there we go, something like that. See if I can get him to stand. There we go. Something like that. Overall, I like him. He's cool. The mold's interesting. And it's kind of like a piece of Figuart's history, I suppose. But if you aren't a fan of the next or the first movies, you more than likely won't like this guy for the simple fact that he's from that series. Like, I didn't really enjoy the next, but I still enjoy the mold. It's still nice. I'm kind of biased towards all Figuarts. That's the only reason I really bought this one, was because I want all the Figuarts. So, he was definitely worth the 1600 yen I paid for it. So, if you could pick this up at a cheaper place, it's a definitely worth it. Full price. If you're a fan of the mold and a fan of the next, then go ahead and pay the full price. Otherwise, you might be a little bit disappointed in this mold. So, you can check out a photo gallery for this guy at flickr.com/photos/shukenshinobi, and of course, check out the blog at shukenshinobi.wordpress.com. And if you'd like to, you may listen to our podcast, Riders, Rangers, and Rambles, at shukenshinobi.podbean.com. Subscribe via iTunes or the RSS feed. So, take care and have a great one.